All right, go ahead and share this video. You can tag people in it if you know somebody who would get some value from this. Before I get started, my name is Shara Prophet. I am a behavior modification specialist. I'm certified in clinical hypnotherapy, neurolinguistic programming, past life regression, therapeutic imagery, and I am the creator of the Be Magic hypnosis method. I help people utilize their energy to create the life that they desire, okay? And today we are going to talk about, I'm not gonna talk about the details of this woman's situation, but we're gonna talk about the 3 Ps is what I call them. And I actually added a 4th one. But we're gonna talk about the 3 Ps that can help you avoid situations like that of Shanquella Robinson. I am sending my most heartfelt condolences to this woman's family and her loved ones. And I encourage all of you to light a candle on her behalf to assist her on getting to the other side. It is very, very, when you transition in such a tragic, sudden, unexpected, painful way that she did, it takes time for you to understand what's going on with you, first of all, when you're transitioning, and to accept what has happened. So I'm just sending prayers that she finds her way, okay? So I feel like it's time for us to talk about this because things like this don't usually bother me, just to be honest with you. I do so much of my own protection work and my own, clearing of my energy that this kind of news just doesn't really affect me generally. So this one hit me hard for whatever reason. And then also the death of Nipsey Hussle hit me really hard, okay? And I think it's because this happened at the hands of people that they trusted, right? At the hands of people that they thought were their friends, okay? But this is something that is happening with young people. I don't care if you're Black, white, Latina, whatever, okay? Young people are leaving this planet really, really quickly in the most traumatic ways, okay? In my personal opinion, it is because of the lack of knowledge and practice of harnessing the energy that is here and available for all of us to use to create the life that we want to see. Most people are hyper-focused on, the material world, whereas we need to first focus on making sure we are protected in this material world, okay? So the first P, it would be psychic awareness. We all have it. It's inside of us. It is innate. It is coded in our DNA. We have the ability to tap into the energies around us. We have the ability to see the future. We have the ability to we have intuition. So we have the ability to suss out danger or possible dangerous situations before they actually happen. And so what happens though sometimes is that we all get that gut feeling, right? We all get that sensation of maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I shouldn't go here. Maybe I shouldn't be around these people. But we tend to ignore it because we want to have fun, right? We want to have the experience. I've done that. So let me say this first of all, what I'm discussing in this video is in no way, shape, or form blaming or shaming the victim of this. This is not about that. This is about using this situation and other situations like it as a teaching moment and an opportunity to say, hey, here is the missing piece, okay? So first of all, the first thing is to trust your intuition. And I'm looking down because I made notes just to make sure I stay on track. Is to trust the intuition, trust that feeling in your gut, understand your body to the point that you know where it happens in the body, okay? Understand, even if you don't understand clairs and all of that stuff. You don't have to be spiritual to do this type of, to have this type of intel. You don't have to be spiritual. Okay. In fact, this is not even a spiritual discussion. This is just talking about what we are innately tuned into, right? We were given this tool to help us avoid danger. Okay. So trusting that beyond anything, beyond a shadow of a doubt. If you get a little signal about somebody, trust that signal. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your mother, your father, your friend, your sister, your man, your woman. If you start feeling like, I don't know, something's off about this person, I don't know what it is, something's off, that's when you start distancing yourself. That's when you say, you know what, y'all go ahead, I'm good. Okay. Learn how to read people's energy. I know most of us here are spiritualists, okay? We practice some sort of spiritual something, okay? Or mentalist in some kind of way. But for those who are not, other people are going to see this video too, right? Not just the spiritual people are going to see the video. But for those of you who are not, learn how to read energy, okay? And what does that mean? You can simply request. You can simply speak out and request. Help me to see what I need to see about the people who are around me. Then once you are shown that, trust it. That's all you gotta say. Help me to see what I need to see about the people who are around me. Simple, very, very simple. Then once you start seeing it, trust it. Parents, teach your children this. One of the things that probably saved my life, because I was a party girl back in the day, and I was partying with, fun people. Hey, y'all, love y'all. Okay. And we were not always doing the things that we were supposed to be doing, right? I was, messing around. We was messing around with different kinds of people who were into, the darker lifestyle. I'll put it that way. Okay. But because I would get intuitive nudges about things, I would have just this knowing that something ain't right or something feels off. I remember one time we were at this club. I think Usher or somebody was supposed to be there that night. But the whole night, I felt like this static feeling going all up and down my back. And it was like nervousness in my gut, like all around my gut and my lower back. And I was just like, y'all, something is going to pop off tonight. And I don't know what it is, but something's going to pop off tonight. And I think we need to probably leave here soon. So as we're walking out, sure enough, some shit pops off, right? Some shit pops off. And as we go outside, there is this person, this hitman, okay? You would never know that he's a hitman. Dressed like a prep, like sweater vest, bow tie, very, very well dressed, quiet as cotton, okay? Not soft as cotton, was not soft, but quiet as cotton. He's there outside to go in or wait for somebody to come out or whatever, okay? So thankfully, we're walking out away from whatever could have happened. See, if I didn't trust that, if I just was quiet and was just like, I'm gonna just be cool, I ain't gonna try, I'm not gonna act like that tonight because I don't wanna ruin the fun, right? Who knows what would have happened? Maybe somebody in the group that I was with, maybe even me, could have gotten caught up in something, okay? But there are many instances like that in my lifetime when I was out there being crazy, right? And I was not spiritual. I was not practicing any type of spirituality whatsoever. I was a child of the darkness, a child of the streets, having a good old time, all right? So I wasn't clearing my energy. I wasn't doing all that type of stuff. My body would tell me, and I would listen, okay? So that's the first thing, is your psychic awareness. Make sure that you're tapped into that. Make sure you teach your children to tap into that. Make sure you tell your children to trust that. I don't care what they got to do. I don't care if everybody is about to go party with Diddy. If they don't feel right about it, you do not go. See, a lot of times we're afraid we're going to miss out on something. And that's why we just go with the flow. We just go with the crowd because we don't want to miss out on the fun. We're afraid that we're never going to get that experience again. Well, the truth of the matter is you may not ever get that experience again if you go against what your gut and your intuition is telling you. Because you may not come back. You may not make it out of it alive, okay? So the second P is purification. Purifying yourself, practicing good energetic hygiene, okay? What does this mean? This means that you're doing some sort of practice to help you keep your channels clear so that you can receive those messages, okay? Now, everybody's not going to do this. I understand. I certainly wasn't doing it, until I understood better about it. But since we are living in an age now where you can share this video, where you can show this video to somebody who's not spiritual and say, hey, just kind of listen to this and see if you can take something from it. We live in an age now where information can be shared very quickly, okay, to possibly help save somebody. We can't save everybody, but if you're listening to this video, if you're watching it, then it is your duty, your job to pass this on to your loved ones who may not be into what you're into, okay? But this is really simple. It's really simple for you to clear your energy. You don't have to do a whole ritual. It don't have to take you an hour. It don't have to take you 5 minutes. You can simply just imagine energy, old energy draining down and out of you, new energy filling it up. That's how you purify. That's how quickly you can purify if you're not into all of this stuff, okay? But it's very important to practice good energetic hygiene. Very important to practice that, okay? Now, of course, there's other things that you can do. You can dump your energy out. That's a whole process that I teach in the Be Magic Manifestation program. You can dump out your energy, you replace it with new energy, but you can also just drain the old and replace it with new energy, okay? You can do spiritual baths or spiritual showers. You can use salt, okay, in the bath, just to help purify and cleanse your energy field, cleanse your aura, so that these messages can come in clearly. You can smoke yourself. You can do sage. I say follow up with something else. If you're going to sage, because sage is a neutralizer. Sage neutralizes all energies. So get rid of the good and the bad, okay? So what you want to do is you want to come back behind the sage and do like cedar, Palo Santo, dragon's blood. I like camphor cubes personally because camphor stamps out any uninvited energy. Okay, it stamps it all the way out. It cleanses, clarifies, okay? And then you can use like something sweeter like Palo Santo. You can use frankincense and myrrh, depending on what kind of energy you want to replace it with. It's up to you. You can do your own research, okay? But smoking yourself, maybe once a month. If you're not into it. It doesn't have to take a long time either, y'all. Get you some incense, get you some resin, burn it, walk through it. Simple, okay? A lot of people shy away from these practices because they're presented to be, ceremonious. Everything has to be a ceremony. Everything has to happen in a certain kind of way, right? And it does. However, we got to get in, us teachers, we got to get into the mode of making it practical for everyday folk who don't have time to sit back and read a book, who don't want to do all of that, right? They just want to know, how can I protect me and my family quickly, okay? So this is easy. Get you a couple of these incense, burn them, like burn it in your house, walk through it, open up the windows, let that old energy out, okay? Or speak it. Your tongue holds power, okay? Speak it. My energy is now cleansed and purified. I now receive downloads and messages with ease and clarity. Boom, done, baby, done, okay? Protection. All protection is purifying, is purification. That's all protection is purification, okay? Now, I know a lot of people say, well, I'm automatically protected, because I can hear some people thinking that. I'm already automatically protected, okay? You do have automatic protection. However, if you're not following your intuition, if you are going against your intuition, if you ignore it, that automatic protection is going to only get you so far. Because eventually it's just be like, listen, we're trying to help you here. We're trying to help you to avoid these things, but you keep doing it anyway, even though you feel it in your body that it's not right. You're going against yourself. And because of that, it's not too much more that we can do to keep you protected, okay? So following your intuition and trusting that, that's how you're going to strengthen your psychic abilities, by trusting it. And all of these other processes and things like that that people take you through, all they're doing is showing you how to trust your ability. The trust in it, the usage of it on a regular basis is how you strengthen it. Take these notes. I'm giving y'all a free class today because we need it. We need it. We need it. We need it. Because there's too many of these babies out here dying quickly. Some of them have made agreements before they got here, so they are supposed to go. Some of them are. Okay, I'm not ignorant to that fact. However, things happen to continuously draw our attention to it so that we can start doing something about it. Okay. The people are always talking about, mace and watch who you hang around and stuff like that. But honestly, when you put these things into practice on a regular basis, please believe me, you don't even need to worry about half of the dangers in the world. You really don't. You don't have to worry about that. Okay. So protection. The first thing I would say, as far as protection is concerned, is I've said this before, I've shared this with you all before. Speak this over yourself, over your children, over your family. Every person who crosses my path is automatically transmuted into an angel sent to serve my highest and best good. They're here to, no matter what their intention was before, I don't care if they did have in their head that they was going to do something to you, cause harm to you, or possibly take your life, right? The moment they show up to do that, because you spoke that word, you visualize it, you've embodied it inside of you, the energy around you automatically is like, oh, the energy's been programmed to do this. So bam, I'm gonna automatically transmute this person and their intention into one that is helpful and of assistance. Even if it means that person falls down, breaks something, gets sick, gets lost, forgets what they came to do. Okay. I always talk about the story of Snow White when the queen, the evil queen, sends the hunter to go and take her heart, to take her life and take her heart, right? What happens? He meets her and he's like, wait a minute, this is a divine being. I'm not about to cause harm to this person. Okay. He was a paid hand, a paid hitman to do that. Every hunter who comes across your path can be automatically transmuted into an angel who is sent to assist you. Speak that over yourself, over your children, over your family, over your loved ones. Tell them to speak it every single day, okay? Because anything can happen, right? I don't care what kind of plans are made to cause harm to you. Everything can change just like that. We have got to use this energy. Use the energy. Use the energy. It is available to us for a reason. Use the energy, okay? Now, I know most of y'all who are listening here, and you know, y'all do. You do. So I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the ones who don't. And I'm asking you to share this with the people that you know don't. Okay? Visualization is a hellified way to protect. It's my protection of choice, okay? It's the way I do my protections. And we went through a very extensive process of doing protection work in the Be Magic Hypnosis method, okay? Now that's not in the free portion of it. That's in the deep, that's in the paid portion. But using your mental magic, your mental energy is highly, highly effective, okay? Because why? Because all is mind. All, capital A, capital L, is mind. Not one thing in existence did not come from a thought. It all started from a thought. All is mind. The universe is mental. So the same way somebody can come and think up a plot to come against you, you can think of a plot to stop them. Okay. I'll give you an example of a visualization. You can visualize a pack of wolves. Then you ain't got to see the wolves, but you just visualize a pack of wolves all around you. And anybody who tries to step to you or decides to cause harm to you, it's first going to happen in the spirit realm that they attack. And those people are going to be like, I ain't messing with that because she got something around her. I've had people tell me, you got something around you, child, that is strong and very, very powerful. Okay. It could be as simple as that. You could tell your babies, hey, imagine that you have big protective dogs all around you, everywhere you go. And no matter who tries to put their hands on you, tries to do anything to you, these dogs automatically, these wolves automatically rip them to shreds. Okay. It works, y'all. It works. We just have to use it, and we have to use it with intention, and we have to practice it daily. Okay, daily. Of course, you can have physical things like talismans and crystals. You can use symbols. Okay, you can use power words. All right. To me, visualization is the best thing because once it's there, right? But whatever you feel called to. For those of you who do work with deities, use your deities. If you've never worked with a deity, study first. Don't just go hopping around messing with deities, okay? Do your due diligence, do your research. Make sure you are healthy in mind and body before you start calling on any entities. Okay? But if you are well-versed in that, and there's certain deities that you work with, call upon your deities. I remember one time I was in the grocery store, standing in line to get some fried chicken. This man walks up to me and he's talking or whatever. And at first I'm engaging because I'm not a rude person. You know, I talk to any damn body, but I could tell that something was a little bit off. Okay. And he kept talking and he kept getting closer and closer. And I was backing up and he was getting closer. And I was like, all right. So I'm down here, I'm looking at my phone. And all of a sudden, I just said, you know, to myself, I just called forth Lilith. I said, Lilith, get rid of him. Probably like a minute and a half later, I look up and it was as if this man disappeared into thin air. He was nowhere to be found. I didn't hear him walk away, nothing. Okay, so the stuff works. You just have to stand in your power and use it. use it. Okay. All right. Putting up protective shields, whatever your protective shield is for you, put it up in the morning, throughout the day, at night. Okay. I love Archangel Michael. He's a badass. Okay. I have called upon Archangel Michael to help find children who were lost, and within an hour, those babies were found. I have called upon Archangel Michael to find, it was a situation that went down. I'm not even going to bring it up because it's, related to some people who are close to me, but a situation that went down a few months ago. I called Archangel Michael to go find those people so that they could avoid getting in more trouble. Bam, found them. The whole thing just went away. Okay? It works. It works when you use it. It ain't got to be Archangel Michael. It ain't got to be Lilith. It could be whoever, whatever you feel is the spirit or the deity or whatever that resonates with you, that lives within you, because they live within you. Okay. That represents protection for you. Put it over you, put it over your family, put it over your house, over your children. Okay. I would say, of course, some of our ancestors are already there protecting us. Yes, absolutely. Okay. But if you're going to call on your ancestors to protect you, you need to be doing some sort of ancestral healing work on them, on their behalf. All right. Especially if you don't know which ones are there protecting you already. You do want to do some sort of ancestral work with them so that they're strong enough, first of all, right? There are some who are strong who can do it already, but it ain't nothing like having a few thousand of them doing it for you, okay, protecting you, all right? So I'm not going to get into ancestral healing work. I'm not going to get into ancestral veneration in this video. I have classes on that, and there's plenty of other people out here who teach about it that you can get information about that. But those are just some examples of, going from using your own energy and visualization to using deities, okay, and talismans and stuff like that, if you're into that. Now, the fourth P that I added to this was heal your pathology. Heal your pathology, all right? This is a lifelong process. That's why I put it to the end. The first three are things that you can just use all the time. Like that's easy to do. It's practical. You can do them. No, you can do it right now while you're watching this video. Okay. Trusting your intuition is something that you should be practicing daily, all throughout the day, not just for dodging possible dangerous situations, but just simple stuff like go take this street and go around the corner. That's a good parking space over there. Just simple stuff. Go play the lottery today. Okay. Go ahead and clean your house today. That has happened to me so many times when it's like, go ahead and just, do the floor and this and this and this today. And then later on that evening, I get a call from somebody who's like, hey, I want to stop past and see. And I'm like, oh, good. I knew it was a reason why I did a little extra cleaning. I mean, my house is not dirty. So, but I'm just saying, little stuff like that. That's how you practice trusting your intuition, okay? You should be doing that throughout the day, every day, okay? Purifying yourself. Purification helps keep your energetic lines of communication open, okay? And protection helps to keep out the stuff that you don't want to infiltrate and penetrate your subconscious or your physical world. Healing your pathology, okay? This is important because we always attract what we need according to our pathology. All right. So what is your pathology? The pathology is the cause or the reasoning behind why something happened. Okay. And you all always hear me talk about the cracks in the foundation. So the cracks in the foundation leave gateways open for certain types of energy to come in, weasel its way in, to wreak havoc in your life, to draw your attention to the crack in the foundation. All right. So if you find that you keep attracting people who are jealous, if you find that you keep on attracting people who are mean-spirited, okay, or always talk about you, always doing something to you or whatever, you have people if you have people like this in your life, even if you've gotten rid of these people, it's still a good idea to go back and look at why did I attract that person in the first place? 9 times out of 10 is something within you that they are attracted to. People be like, oh, they were attracted to my light, or they hate my light. Yeah, maybe. But really what it is that your magnet attracted them for a reason, okay? People, you know what, the whole light thing, the whole they hate my light, they want to snuff my light out, that's cool, that's cute, that's cute. But again, that goes back into that, what I'll call spiritual bypassing that I talked about a few weeks ago, okay? Really what it is, the reason why you are attracting people who do this type of thing to you is because there is an energy inside of you that needs that experience so that you can seal up that crack in the foundation, so you can heal the pathology, okay? Let's get real with this. Let's stop talking about, oh, they hate your light, that's why these demons, come attacking because they hate your light. No, baby, it's something inside of you attracting the demons. So you can look at yourself. Once you clear that up, you ain't got to worry about them anymore. They won't even bother you. Okay? They can't. Because they can't find you anymore. You're now not up. You're no longer vibrating at the frequency of trouble, of danger, of demons. Okay? Monsters, whatever you want to call them. We call them all kinds of things. But ultimately, we have to take full responsibility for everything that happens in our lives. Heal your pathology, okay? This is going to help you seal the cracks in the foundation, so the rats, the rodents, the critters, the vermin can't sneak in. You'll be able to suss them out from a mile away, okay? Now, for those of you who are really into this stuff, really into energy healing and these different modalities, right? I'm going to be doing a cool class probably in the start of the new year, because I have, I'm going to be traveling quite a bit. In the tail end of the year, I always travel a lot, right? Okay. I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling, so I'm not going to start it until the beginning of the year, but I will be posting about it soon. This is a technique that I've been using now for probably about 6 months. And I'm actually teaching it to the students in the Be Magic hypnosis method. And I have a private millionaires group that nobody knows about, that is just a group of us. Nobody else can get in. So it's that we are also doing this as well in there, okay? So what I'm going to do, though, I'm going to have a separate class for this particular technique. It's not a technique that I designed, but it is one that I have been practicing, and I have, created some things around it. This is an ancient technique, okay? So it's not mine, but I have utilized, I've put together hypnosis with this particular technique. So I'm going to be rolling that out in the beginning of the year. So just put that on your radar. I'm probably going to charge something like $297 for it. It's not going to be bad, but it's going to be a 9-week class. Okay. So just put that on your radar. But I hope that this has been helpful for somebody out there. Like I said, I hope that you guys please share this video. because these are the things that our children need to be practicing. These are the things that these rappers whose lives are in constant danger. Okay, I'm not even going to get into all of that. I try not to get too involved in that type of talk, right? But I'm highly hyper aware of it. But I believe that if they were just doing these simple practices daily, that they would be able to avoid a lot of this stuff. Okay, from signing the contract to a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, so let me see. Oh, y'all over here. I didn't even see all of these comments over here. Hey, y'all, how you doing? See if anybody have any questions. Thank you guys for sharing. Thank you guys for tagging people. Lavana says she's never been able to visualize. You don't have to visualize. It's not, that's a specific, everybody can't visualize, first of all. Okay, everybody is not able to visualize on command, I should say. We can all visualize, but everyone's not able to visualize on command. And the reason for that is because it's not your dominant psychic ability. Maybe your dominant psychic ability is feeling or having a knowing or hearing it, okay, or smelling or tasting. All right. So don't worry about not being able to visualize. Don't worry about that. Use your mouth. Use your tongue. Speak it. Write it down. You could do that because writing does help create some visuals as you do it. Okay. Excuse me. And that is called aphantasia. If you have a difficulty forming pictures in your mind, called aphantasia. Aphantasia is a very interesting issue. You know, I won't even call it a disease or a defect. I don't call it that. I just say that that's not your dominant skill set. All right. So I would say hyper focus on the dominant skill sets and utilize that. Keisha said her hearts are showing up as angry faces. That's okay. Mm-hmm. Hey, Yazra. That's right, girl. Yes, ma'am. Heal that pathology. Yes, Fifi, this video will stay up. And it's also going to be on my YouTube channel. Yasmin says she want to know why her daughter attracts these gutter butt girls. I don't know. But you can tap in and find out. Yeah, Lavana, it's you gotta I don't know how many guided meditations are out there like on YouTube and stuff like that. This is why I tell people, and I'm gonna do a video about, you know, listening to subliminals on YouTube and things like that. Some of them work, yes, they do. But the thing is that unless you are working directly with someone who understands how you take in information and understands what your dominant psychic ability is, it is going to be really difficult for you to listen to a guided meditation because they are probably not tapping into all of the senses, right? They're just tapping into visualize yourself walking down a path and da 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 da, right? So it's really important to work with someone who knows how to ask the right questions and knows how and has techniques to help you have those experiences, okay? Yeah, you can do that. You can tap into her oversoul. You can ask your ancestors too. Or also find out, just kind of look at, you know, that's your child, right? So kind of look at what her background has been like. Look at what her upbringing has been like, and not just the surface stuff too. Think about some times in her life that might have been might have carried some trauma. And remember, trauma doesn't have to be something super duper deep. Okay. It ain't got to be somebody, you know, abused her or anything like that. Trauma can be something as simple as somebody said something to her in the 3rd grade, and it you know, it has impacted her throughout her entire life. So just kind of, you can just ask the question, you know, what is it about my child's energy that's attracting these types of people? Yeah, no, those, yeah, I'm going to go into a deeper video about the YouTube videos. And it's part of the reason why I don't do those videos anymore, because it's just impossible to reach everyone. And I mean, I know how to do it and reach everyone, you know, but it's really more to it than that, right? You really need to work with someone who can do one that's tailor-made for you. Okay. And then you can get a recording of that and listen to that over and over and over again. You have to invest, you'll have to invest in yourself. But, you know, if you're looking for change, nothing is more valuable than you. Hey, Takana, you are very welcome. And also, if you want to learn more about, you know, how the subconscious mind works and stuff like that, you can do the 5 hours free of the hypnosis, Be Magic hypnosis method. And I'm going to put that link in the description right now, so you guys can have access to that. But like I said, please do share this video, y'all, because it is, I think a lot of some of these things are supposed to happen. Yes, absolutely, they're supposed to happen. But I think a lot of them could be avoided if we start taking back our power and really using this stuff, really using these techniques, because it's there for us to use, is why it exists, you know? So if we start doing that more, you'll start to see these things happen less and less. Some of them are supposed to happen, but it's not supposed to be happening at this rapid rate, the way that it is happening. You know, my belief is that stuff happens over and over and over and over again, and then it amps all the way up because people aren't paying attention, because people are focusing on the wrong things. Yes, those girls should not have done that to that girl. That should not, that they were wrong, dead wrong. But you and I both know that us discussing how wrong they were and how disgusting they are for doing what they did is not going to help anyone. What's going to help is these types of techniques being talked about regularly in regular language on a consistent basis, and then being practiced over and over and over again. That's what's going to help. That's what's going to help. All right, I'm putting my Linktree in here so that you guys can connect with me. Remember, my website is Gown. All right, which is fine. I'm not worrying about that, because this is, I mean, you know, sometimes I don't know why I'm doing what I'm doing until I do it. And I'm like, oh, that's why I didn't have I only had things in one place. That's why everything is everywhere, right? Okay, where is am I live? Where I can't find my live. Okay, well, anyway, I'll put it up after we're done with this video. I guess it'll show up once I'm done. But I love you guys for sticking around. I appreciate the comments and the questions. I'll put the link in there, and when I do, you'll be able to access the classes. You'll be able to get the 5 hours free of hypnosis training. You'll be able to set up a free consultation appointment with me. You can only get one free consultation appointment. Okay, so just remember that. Unless you're a client that I've been working with for a while, and let's just say you got a new issue that comes up and we need to talk about it before I tell you which session to book. Okay, that's when you can use a second free consultation. All right. So everything will be in that Linktree link, and then this video will stay up here, and it will also be on the YouTube channel, Open Door Hypnosis TV. But until next time, y'all, be good. Peace to everybody, and I'll see you soon.
Bye.